morning, New York Mets Nation, and welcome to the Bat Cave. I'm your host, the Bat Fry, Kenny Fry. And with us, a very special guest, our boy, Mets superfan, Frank the Tank. Good morning, Frank, or good afternoon, however you want to look at it, I guess, right?
Yeah, it's still morning.
Yeah, half hour.
And Mets are still in morning.
Yeah, it's been
and this is the season. This is one of those sentimental seasons that we're all going to remember as like the '77 season, the '92 season. That will destroy this franchise for a long, long time.
So you think with this season being the way it is, with all the parts being sold off and stuff like that, do you think it's really going to affect the Mets? Like I hear you say in your videos and stuff like that, like 5-10 years down the road, do you think it's going to go back that far, or do you think it's going to be a quick
turnaround? Absolutely. This is especially when Pete Alonso's traded this offseason.
Oh, don't say that! You're killing me.
And this is going to be like. This is going to be even worse than the '77 to '83 stretch. I think they're going to lose 100 games a year over the next 5 years.
That's brutal. If that's Frank, if that's a fact, and I don't want to believe that, but everything you've said in your videos, almost everything, has just about been true. Like the whole heartless, gutless. Many shows that I've had, I'd watch your videos. I'm like, I'd mention your names. Like, I love Frank. I love his passion. I love his videos and stuff, the passion that Frank has. But I'm like, they're not heartless, they're not gutless. But I'll tell you what, man, the more you watch it, there's a lot of guys on there that just don't really have the
think about how many comebacks they've had. Every time there's a rain delay, you do.
Uh-oh. Hang on one second there.
It's causing this thing to buffer like that.
We lost the tank. We'll get the tank back up here in a second.
I mean, all I'm seeing is buffering.
Hey, there he is. Hey, what's up, Frank?
I'm just seeing this thing buffering. It's just, we work at an internet company with lousy internet.
I hear you. I've been having trouble myself. I don't know what it is. Before I've been doing this show for over a year and doing podcasting for about a year and a half. And the last month or so, I think it's a government conspiracy, if you ask me. But anyway, about the comebacks, you were saying you said rain delays and stuff like that. I lost you after that.
I've never seen a year where there's just been fewer just comeback wins. Where basically they fall behind, turn the TV set off.
Yep.
I mean. Every time there's a rain delay, they show amazing finishes. I think this year's amazing finishes is going to be about 2 minutes long.
Well, and you look at last season, you're right. How many comeback wins did the Mets have last season, especially against the shithead Phillies, down there down South Pennsylvania. It's just I don't want to say we lived on the comeback last year, but you could never count the Mets out last season until about September, October. And then, they're pretty much done. They shit the bed after that, and it kind of rolled into the season. But yeah, there hasn't been much of a desire to win late in games.
There's something went wrong in the clubhouse.
And you know what? And it's funny. I talked about this in the show before, where I think it was back in early May, where we had a couple games where Francisco Alvarez had some big home runs. Pete had some home runs, and you remember Pete humping the railing for some reason. He was really
and Buck Showalter told him not to do that anymore. And since
I haven't seen him smile since then.
The Phil Mushnick wrote a column about how unruly the Mets are acting. Buck Showalter basically went in and read the Mets story act. The man who says he's proud when they lose, upset when they win. And Buck Showalter is going to be the manager next year.
Yeah, no doubt he's going to be the manager. They're not going to get rid of him. How much of this do you think falls on him, though? Do you think a lot of it falls on him?
I think 70% of this falls on him.
And I tend to agree with that. Maybe not to the 70%, but more like half, at least half of it.
Yeah. Well, a lot of it goes on Billy Epper, with David Stearns probably not coming. Will be the president of baseball operations. And I heard that they're going to bring in Al Avila
All
as player
right.
development guy. You know the guy who couldn't, who had the Tigers had five top five draft picks,
Yep.
and haven't, and none of them have panned out. That's who's going to be put in charge of developing players.
Yeah, we all see where the Tigers are. I'd rather have David Stearns. You see, the Brewers are playing, respectable baseball, and the Tigers, not so much.
And you know how the Mets player development works. None of these guys they got in these trades are going to be anything, and it's gonna take 3 years of failure, a house cleaning, to even begin to roll back.
Oh man, I don't like the way that's like doom and gloom right there. That sounds terrible. I'm going to hit up some comments real quick here, Frank. We got our boy Adam Glenn, the #1 fan here on the Out of the Box Sports Network, checking out all of our shows. Adam says, "What up, Ken? What up, buddy?" We also have Stacy Northrup. So we lost Frank, but he's back though. You can check Stacy out on Monday nights on the Big Blue Power Hour, talking New York Giants football. Adam Glenn, Mets suck. Adam, you can blow me. Yoshinobu Yamamoto, what's up, brother? He says, "Hey, Tank and Kenny." And then, of course, one more comment from Yoshinobu. Frank was right. And like as much as I hate to agree with Yoshinobu, it's coming to fruition. Everything like
Buck Showalter took the passion away from Pete Alonso.
Absolutely, and that's why I said that you haven't seen him smile since he was humping railings, and like there hasn't been any like much of it like an electric outburst. When he does get a big home run, there's like he'll do his little trot and stuff like that. But besides that, there's no the dugout. There's no frenzy. There's no outburst. There's no really.
And I think there's friction between Lindor and McNeil over the car.
You think over the car? So for those of you that don't know, I guess there was a bet last season between Lindor and McNeil, and Lindor said if McNeil wins the batting title, he'd buy Jeff McNeil a new car. Because what was McNeil driving around, like his mom's Ford Focus or something like that? I don't know.
And especially with the fact, and then you look at the fact that Lindor goes rolling into the game wearing a Gucci glove.
Well, he also had a see-through glove as well. I seen that. I don't know if he uses that or not, but so the one thing about Lindor, real quick, I feel like as much of a rough season he's had, average-wise, his power numbers have been there. But I feel like he stepped up a little bit more as a leader. Like he's a little bit more vocal. You see him talking to the guys, to the pitchers a little bit more. I haven't seen that in the past seasons. What are your thoughts on that?
I don't know. He's always showed good leadership here and there.
Yeah.
But there's something rotten in that clubhouse. There's no way that where everyone is literally having bad years.
Absolutely. And and I'm with you with the whole average thing. I've seen your videos before where the guys at Barstool Sports really giving you a hard time about really agreeing with batting average, because I think batting average is like one of the most telling stats that there is. Batting average, on base percentage. For me, those are the two biggest stats that there are. And you have all these analytics guys going, OPS plus, stuff this minus WARs.
What is this OPS plus? How do you even come up with OPS plus?
What doesn't make sense? I don't know. OPS.
They make up stats to just cover up bullshit. To promulgate their bullshit.
That's exactly it.
Like BABIP. Joey Gallo has a BABIP of 356. The only problem is he strikes out 60% of the fucking time.
Yeah.
So you can take that BABIP and shove it up your BABAP.
I agree 100%. There's so many of them now. Like if you go, I do a lot of my stats through Baseball Reference, and I go through. There's a fucking stat line this long. I'm like looking like all you need is your batting average, home runs, RBIs, stolen base, your slugging percentage, and your on base. That's all you need. Then they're combining this and they're subtracting that.
Well, I could get behind OPS because that combines two complete stats. So it's two valuable stats.
And I agree. I like OPS, but then you add OPS plus, it is a totally different number. Like, where do they even get that from? Like, is there like a geometry involved in this one or what? It doesn't make sense sometimes.
Your stats are your stats. These OPS plus. What the fuck? No one ever explain to you what OPS plus is. Well, if you don't know, then you don't know baseball.
That's a crock of shit right there. Yeah. So then there's WAR. Now there's FWAR. Is it? It's a fuck WAR. I guess I don't know what that is.
Yeah. WAR. What is it good for? Absolutely nothing.
That's a good one. I like that one. 100%. Well, so you think the Mets? Do you believe deep down in your heart of hearts, that the Mets are going to trade Pete Alonso next year? Like deep down, or do you think there's a chance that they do re-sign and bring him back?
I think they trade him.
Oh, God damn it! I don't like that at all. He's their face. He's their cornerstone. Like the only way I could see the Mets getting rid of him is if like there's an Ohtani coming in. But I mean, if they get rid of fucking,
they're not signing Ohtani. They're going to sign Jordan Lyles this offseason.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Actually, that's for the Mets. That sounds about right.
Jordan Lyles will be in the starting rotation in April.
Might as well get a fucking David Peterson, Dylan Cease. Fucking bring Dylan Cease, and he's he has an ERA of 7.5 or whatever it is. Throw him in there too, I guess.
Yeah. We're gonna have Jordan Lyles, David Peterson, Jose Butto. Who else are we gonna have? Tyler McGill.
Tyler McGill will be there. Definitely be there. And it's gonna be Jose Quintana.
I hear Buck doesn't even like Alvarez. Billy Upper is now focusing on Kevin Parada, who's batting like 130 in the minors.
Well, so I was listening to a show. I think it was the Interstate Mets Report with my boy Nelson Yamish, Yamish Country Mets fan and CPNY Sports Chris. They were saying something about they read somewhere that they're going to have Kevin Parada start working at first base to move Pete Alonso to DH down the road. What do you think about that? Because Alvarez is a fucking superstar. He's a budding superstar. This kid. He's exciting. He hits for power. He needs to.
Yeah, but the Mets want him to, whenever he hits a home run, to apologize. Show no emotion.
And that comes down right from Buck. And that has to come from up top as well as from Epler. I don't understand. Like why wouldn't you want these guys? Especially the young guys, especially because at the core we could have a very good, very young team.
I mean, look at the wonderful job they did in developing Brett Beatty.
He has ADD now. What the hell's going on there? He can't pay attention. Fuck. Yeah. For those who don't know, Brett Beatty's down at he was optioned down to AAA for comments. Basically, he hasn't been playing well recently, but basically he made some comments about not being able to focus, throughout a whole game, or during pitches, certain pitches of the game. It's, so it sounds to me like he has fucking ADD all of a sudden, and I don't know. I don't know. But that got his ass optioned down to AAA. So I leave him up. That's what I say. Trial by fire. Leave him up. If he's struggling, let him fucking struggle. He'll come out of it, right?
No, you had to send him down.
You think?
Yeah.
Well, do you think they'll bring up Mauricio? Because I heard last night he was playing third base.
Nope.
Not even after August 19th?
Probably not. Buck Showalter loves him. His loves Danny Mendick. He loves those 2018 Orioles.
It sounds like he loves Mendick, if you ask me.
And then you have Rafael Ortega, Jonathan Arose. They're going to be pillars of the team for the next 5 years.
Yeah, that's not good at all. I'm going to hit some comments up here real quick, Frank, if you don't mind. Sean Kilrain checking in. So what's up, Ken and Frank? They said the Mets are going to blow it up. Do you see them trading Alonso or Lindor to play with a young nucleus of team?
I've already said that.
Yeah, I don't know about the Lindor part. He was like 10 years ago.
Yeah, no, the Mets are stuck with Lindor. And in about 2 years, he's going to be the worst contract in baseball.
You heard it here first. We got breaking news. Dave Yarnell saying, hey, Frank, how much of the blame goes to Buck? And we've talked about that also. Frank says 70%. I'm like more closer to 50. But so a lot of things that Buck did last year, he got all this credit for the manager of the year for stuff he did last season.
Here's something though that we did the Mets didn't consider. He doesn't know how to manage, and the rule changes really affected the Mets. The fact that they did the rule changes and had a World Baseball Classic where the rule changes weren't applied is just beyond me. How just silly and ridiculous it is.
Absolutely, I agree with that 100%. Actually, it's something we've talked about on past episodes about the rule changes and how they affect the pitchers and the batters. Again, Pete Alonso, that's a dude that fiddle fucks around before he gets in. Gloves and stretching and all this other stuff. Now he has to get his ass in there, and there's no mental part of it anymore. Like you can't stand there, grip your bat, think, okay, I just got a 2-2 change up. What am I going to get next? That type of thing. That's gone now. You have to be quicker with it. And the pitchers, we had some old ass pitchers this year, and it's just go, and we can't get our pitchers out the fifth fucking inning.
Scherzer said that he felt like he was rushed.
Yeah. And Scherzer, he's a dickhead, but at least he's an outspoken dickhead. So I hate Scherzer. I can't stand the guy. I never did like the guy, but I think he's a dickhead. But he's outspoken.
I just know one thing. When the Rangers come to town, they better not give him a fucking video tribute.
Yeah, it's funny you bring that because we talked about that last week on my show. If Scherzer would get a video tribute or not, and I said I don't think so because his time here was so short, and the whole telling the media what a private conversation he had with Billy Epler and stuff like that, or Steve Cohen.
Him saying that basically he's going to keep free agents away from the Mets.
Oh, absolutely, 100%. Because now they're looking like, well, I'm not going to sign there next year because they're looking at 2026. That's 2 years down the road. Why would I want to do that? Waste my time there. And that's that was a comment that I got last week. Was from one of our loyal fans here. Saying that nobody's going to want to Ohtani. They said this pretty much nixes anything with Ohtani. I'm like, well, if Ohtani would come in Mets, which I agree with you, I don't think he will. It would be a long-term deal, so he wouldn't be signing just for 2024, 2025. He'd be signing for 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. But I mean, even that, it's
Scherzer cut the Mets off at the knees.
Do you think that was on purpose, or do you think that's just him being an idiot?
I think he was. I think he's just an asshole, and he wrecked the Mets. He nuked the bridge. He didn't just burn it; he nuked it.
He's a dickhead, so that's a dickhead thing to do. So I agree.
You just think back last year when he wouldn't let the Japanese ambassador throw out the first pitch.
Yeah. That again, that's a dickhead move right there. You know what I mean? Step off the little mound, let him do his thing, and that's it.
I heard that one of the reasons the Mets didn't have Old Timers Day this year was because of how pissed off Scherzer was about Old Timers Day last year, and that basically he was grumbling the whole day of all the veterans that the Old Timers are in the Mets clubhouse.
Yeah, he seems like the type of guy that's never happy about anything. Even when in Detroit, Washington, it just always rubbed you. He always had that look about him.
Someone said that one time, a kid came up to an autograph. He goes, you could buy my autograph on eBay.
Yeah, I believe it too. I believe he said that 100%. Yoshinobu Yamamoto said, I'm batting 1,000 at ice cream cones per hour. That's pretty impressive, Yoshinobu. He's saying Joey Lucchesi. So what are you thinking on Joey Lucchesi in the rotation?
Bad, very bad.
Early on this season, I was really pulling for Joey because it's a decent story with the injuries and fighting back and stuff like that. And he had a really good start against, I believe it was San Francisco early in the season, but after that, it was all downhill for him. And now even in the minors, down in AAA, it hasn't been a really good season. Even for Jose Butto, you mentioned him earlier. It's his ERA is up around 7, I think 7 or 8, something like that.
Jose Butto is terrible. And he's going to be he is the Mets' top pitching prospect. Oh. Jose Butto.
That ain't well. Mike Vasile last night, he had a no-hitter going into the 8th, I think. So I know his name's
yeah, good prospect. You know what's going to happen.
Yeah,
he's going to have a Tommy John surgery instead of spring training.
And we won't see him for 2 years. He won't be the same guy, and then probably have another elbow injury or something, and that'll be it. Or we'll trade him to the Tampa Bay Rays or something like that for a utility infielder, for a middle infielder, because we have 10,000 middle infielders right now in the system.
Yeah, that's all. That's all that idiot Epper wants, and Epper's good. Epper sucks. He is Billy and Epper. You know, it's almost like he sabotaged the Mets. I think he actually has a tattoo on his chest. This is sabotage, and it's the Atlanta Braves A on there.
I wouldn't doubt it because it's been really it's been kind of it's been fishy. It's been suspicious with some of the guys that he re-signed. Like so everybody was shocked when they re-signed Jeff McNeil. Like why would they put the money into Jeff McNeil? If you look at his career trend, 1 year he's batting 250, the next year he's batting 300. The next year it's 250, then he goes 300. So you know that 250 was coming up again. Like why throw the money at Jeff McNeil? Why not throw that money at Pete Alonso, who's been a consistent power hitter?
I don't understand how Pete Alonso wasn't locked up as soon as Stevie Cohen took over.
It doesn't make sense. I don't know. He's the face. He's the face of your franchise. Not Lindor. Nobody like that. I feel like Pete is the face of your franchise for your future. I mean, he's going into his year 30. I think next season. I think he'll be 30 next year.
Where else are you going to get 40 home runs a year from?
You're not. I mean, especially with the Mets, it has been such a power struggle the last few seasons. Only having one guy really putting out the power numbers. Now this past year, Lindor's in the 20s already with home runs, I believe. You have Pete, 34. I think he's 34 last night. Francisco Alvarez, his power surge. So we've had more home runs, bigger bats this year, just not the average part of it. But you're not going to get that 40. You can't buy the 40 home runs. You have it. You got to lock it up.
Yep.
Sean Kilrain says, "What's up, Ken and Frank? Do you see them trading Alonso and Lindor to blow it up since they have a young nucleus? You guys agree?" I hope. Well, we already did that fucking one. Hang on, that's my bad. Unless it's doubled, I don't know. Danny on Wheels. Let me throw Danny up here. Danny on Wheels says, "What's up, Ken and Frank? I thought Mets would be way better this season. You and about 90% of the baseball fandom thought the Mets were going to be better. Nobody would have thought. Like, you can't go at the beginning of the season and say the Mets would be 12 games under 500 at this point in the season. You'd at least think they'd be competitive. They're not fucking competitive anymore. They're just getting blown out of the water, basically."
Yep.
The Sean Kilrain also says, "Give Beatty some medicine. He'll be just fine. Medicate him." Brandon, speaking of medication, Brandon Nimmo, he fell off the face of the earth this year. He started off pretty hot, and now he's hitting in the 260s or somewhere around there.
Yeah, he's had a very disappointing year too.
I like it started off like a rocket ship, man. It started off really good, but him swinging at everything, not taking the walks when he like last year he'd see 5-6 pitches every at bat.
Yeah, and this new hitting coach this year. I don't know why the Mets changed their approach from last year.
And that's why I was kind of leading into that. Like, do you think maybe the hitting coach with the approach? Last year they're taking a lot of walks, seeing a lot of pitches,
and he's still going to be the hitting coach next year.
Oh, absolutely, I agree. That he will be, and I think when the Mets do get rid of Buck, which I do believe they should get rid of Buck, I think it has to be a full clean house. They have to clean everybody out of there. It has to be top to bottom.
I noticed this in June, or even May I started noticing it. Remember last year when the Mets, every game, it seemed like even if they didn't score in the first inning, they made a pitcher just go through a ringer. He'd walk off the mound after throwing 22 pitches in the first inning. You don't see that at all this year.
Nope, and we've talked about that many times. It's been such a huge contrast from last year. But like you said, the pitchers that we'd faced last season would be up at like around 100 pitches around the fifth inning, and their asses we've got now. We're in the team's bullpen, and we're the Mets were feeding on it. They were killing the bullpen last year. The teams that they were facing. Now this season, that's the Mets. Our pitchers are out. They're at 100 pitches by the fifth inning, and our bullpen's getting their asses kicked. It's a total 180 there. So it's there has to be changes made in the offseason in the front office, whether like you said, David Stearns or something. Something has to change. It can't go on like this.
Nope. Yeah, Billy Epler is Billy Epler forever.
Then Starling Marte is another guy I wanted to bring up. We have ADD and Brett Beatty. We have double ARP in Starling Marte, and we still have him locked up for another 3 years.
Starling Marte should not play another single game this year.
He shouldn't. Yeah, he shouldn't. I agree 100%.
Send him home. See you in spring training. Hopefully you feel better. Hopefully you're healthy, and hopefully you're ready to go and bounce back.
And that's through Mets Twitter. That's all I hear is about how Starling Marte's hurt. He's hurt. He's hurt.
He has been hurt.
Why is he playing? That's what I'm getting. Like, why not just, all right, just shut it down. This season's a lost season already. At least a month ago, shut it down. I mean, he's been in and out to begin with. He's been hurt. He's been in. He's been out. But I mean, why not just shut it down? Just end it. Like at least a month ago.
Exactly.
At least bring other people in there. Whether it be fucking DJ Stewart or whoever it is. But
there's another bum.
But yeah, that's what we got out there, though, right? I mean, that's we're not going to throw fucking Vogelback out there. Would that be something to see, though? That'd be
Vogelback is the worst athlete I've ever seen.
He hit to the pitcher last night to end the game in fucking double play. Anyway,
his swing literally looks like a pinball flipper.
That's perfect. That is absolutely perfect. Whenever I watch him swing, I watch him I don't. He takes a half swing every single time, and I
There's
don't know.
No follow through.
No, there's zero.
He literally looks like a pinball flipper.
That's fantastic. I love that. The fucking pinball flipper. Well, it's like there's barely, like, everybody talks about his power. Like, that's why he's there. Power. There is no power there. I don't understand why you still hold on to that guy. Why you still let him, DH?
The only thing he hits are mistakes.
Absolutely.
Balls that hang over the plate. He does not fight off pitches. He doesn't get blue pits. He doesn't get drive the ball with any authority. It's is if a ball just happens to hit the right spot on the bat, it's going to go out. It's going to go far. He's a pinball flipper.
Well, it's they call him a specialist, but he's barely hitting 220, 230.
Specialist.
How do you
can't run. He can't hit. He can't field. He can't hit against left-handed pitchers. He is the definition of an absolute fucking albatross. He is the worst play. He is the fact that they went into spring training with him as DH is one of the reasons this season just crashed.
I absolutely agree 100% there. It's the DH position overall this season has been what our catching position was last year. It was just a dead hole offensively, and the DH position just took that over. Even last year DH position was pretty bad, but this year it's even worse. I mean, it's been non-existent basically. So do you think the Mets should look at trading Jeff McNeil at all? You think they could get anything for him after maybe another season with the Mets?
I consider trading McNeil. I consider trading McNeil.
Do you think they hold on to him for one more year to see if he can kind of regain that 300, then try to trade him?
Yeah. I think I unless they get a good something good in return, he won't be traded.
Yoshinobu brings up a point. He says Brett Baty got sent down to the minors because of service time manipulation. Do you think that? What do you think? Do you think that's a fact or?
No, that's not a fact. Brett Baty got sent down to the minors because right now he is just lost, and they're sending him down so he doesn't have to have any bats in the spotlight.
Joe Sullivan, Sully from the Sully Squad checking. He says, "Love your passion, Frank." So Frank, so now let's talk about you for a second here. So everybody, you're an internet sensation, basically. That's how I look at it. I see you like whenever I go onto TikTok or the Twitter box. Your videos are always popping up here. People, I'd say the majority of people love you. They love it. There are some guys that they're like, it's just a show this, show that. So like, what are your thoughts? Does anybody ever come to you and give you a hard time?
Yeah, occasionally. I just have so little time.
Yeah. So you just ignore me, like, you know what, fuck them.
Yep.
Life is too short to really worry about people that want to give you a hard time or be dickheads about shit. And so that's the other thing. From what I understand, like, it seems like you're really like, I always see you taking pictures with fans. And like signing stuff or whatever. I think that's pretty cool too, because you do take time, out of because you're obviously busy. You're doing videos, you're doing streaming and stuff like that. You're working at Barstool, you're going to games. I see at minor league games, I see videos like that. So you're always on the move. But for you to take time out with your fans, I think that's pretty cool. And so that leads me into the hot dog part of it. So one of my favorite videos is when you go to the minor league stadiums and you do the raw dogging stuff. So where do you think the best hot dog has come from so far, in your opinion?
I had a good hot dog at a Jersey Jackals game a couple of years ago. So they don't play at that stadium anymore. They used to play at the on Montclair State campus. So I don't know if it still is good anymore.
Were you ever in the? I tugged you in this before on Twitter, but I don't know if you see it or not. I had so many people message you and tag you and stuff. But I live in Pottsville, Pennsylvania. I don't know if you ever heard of Yingling Beer, but that's where I'm from. And
the Pottsville Maroons.
The Pottsville Maroons.
1925 NFL championship.
Beautiful. Thank you for bringing that up. I appreciate it. I actually have the book from David Fleming, about the Pottsville Maroons, which is a fantastic read. It's a really good book, and the history is the old time football like that is really, really, really interesting. They used to punt in like second down and stuff like that, but three downs in a yard of 3 yards in a cloud of dust. Absolutely, with that shit back then. The whole coal region football leagues and stuff like that, getting into the NFL, that's pretty cool. But anyway, about 45 minutes down the road from me is Reading, Pennsylvania, and the Phillies AA affiliate, the Reading Fightins. They have pretty good hot dogs there. I don't know if you were ever there before.
No, they want me to go to a game, but I just don't know if I can make it to a game.
Yeah. So are you in Jersey? Do you live in Jersey area or something?
Yes.
Like that, I assume?
Yes.
So that'd be a little bit of a ride for you, because I'm assuming it's probably northern Jersey. You stay out of that Phillies country down south there. But it's one of my favorite things. I think one of the best things in life is going to a ball game and eating a hot dog. I don't know what it is. It's like going to a movie and eating popcorn. It's just like it's a rite of passage almost.
Yep.
I've also seen you at New Jersey Devils games, trying different types of food. What's your favorite food? Like a different type of food besides hot dog. Do you have like a go-to or anything?
Well, I like the Pat LaFrieda steak at Citi Field. At Devils games, I think the best item is probably the chicken tenders. So they're getting a new food vendor this year, so it's going to be interesting to see if there's improvements there. So.
What about the Nets? You go to any Nets games? You were a New Jersey Nets fan, but now they're in Brooklyn. I don't know if that.
No, I'm now a Knicks fan. So
now you're a Knicks fan.
And the Barclays Center sucks.
Oh, okay, all right. I'm not a big basketball fan. When I was a kid, growing up, I used to love basketball, but I kind of, that faded over time and stuff. That's pretty much all I have for today. I'm going to do is it all right if I do a couple commercial reads or do you have to jet?
I have to go.
All right. That's what I thought. I heard, I was told a half hour, 45 minutes. We're about 33 minutes here. So I'll do the commercial reads after you're off. But I'd like to say thank you very much for coming on the show.
Maybe next time I come on, things will be better, although it's probably going to be even worse next year.
I hope they're much better. I was extremely nervous having you on because I'm a huge fan. I'm sweating bullets here. My fat ass, the chair is probably all soaked and shit, but I appreciate it very, very much. You're always welcome on the Bat Cave, and thanks for I appreciate it very much.
All right, see you next time.
Take care, buddy. All right, that was Frank the Tank, Frank Fleming. I'm a huge Frank fan. I love his passion. I know some people aren't a big fan of it, but just gets on there and he just starts going to town. I like a lot of stuff. You know what? It comes straight from the heart with Frank. It's the stuff that he believes that is going wrong. I do believe that, and a lot of stuff I do agree with. I know I said it. I kind of stammered through it with him. I'm extremely nervous. I'm fucking sweating like a dog here. It's killing me. But yeah, I agree 100% with a lot of stuff that he has to say. Some of the stuff, not so much, but Frank is the man, and I'll defend Frank's passion any day of the week. I'm gonna go through some comments here real quick, get caught up on those. I'm way behind, so I knew I was very limited with Frank. Sean Kilrain said Mad Max left on bad terms, so that's a no for me. I'm not. I'm not a Max fan, so yeah, I don't think there should be a video tribute. Dave Arnell says, "Hey Frank, who's the ace of the Mets right now?" For me, it has to be Senga. Senga's pitched very good. Carrasco is not an ace at all. Nowhere close to, at least this season anyway. So Dave, if you're still watching, Jose Quintana, up there in age, he's had 3 starts and coming off the injured list, and each start has gone, I believe, at least 6 innings with 3 runs or less, which are quality starts. So for me right now, it'd have to be Senga, then Quintana. But I mean, that's not saying a whole lot. I mean, Senga's been really, really good this season. A couple rocky starts in the beginning, but he, getting acclimated to pitching in the major leagues and stuff like that compared to the Nippon League in Japan. The weight of the ball, the size of the ball, the tackiness of the ball, the weather and stuff. It's a lot to get acclimated to, and so it took some time. But I think Senga is right now the ace, and he was brought in to be the 3 starter. So Maiko says, how does it feel for future for Senga as the ace? I don't remember what his contract is. I feel like it's 5 or 8 years. I can't remember what it is, but as of right now, moving forward, unless something drastically changes in the offseason, Senga is the ace. Dave Yarnell, losing Diaz was a big hit for the Mets this season. Absolutely. I don't think it would have changed. I don't think it would have changed what happened this season, but it was because there wasn't many blown saves. Whether it was hitting, there wasn't pitching. Whether it was pitching, there wasn't hitting. So it comes down to that. I think that's a huge thing right there. It's just no consistency at the plate, no consistency on the mound, whether it was starting pitching or bullpen wise. Chris asked from CPNY Sports. I'm sure he was asking this of Frank, but like I said, I had to get I was watching the time here in the upper left-hand corner of my screen. I'm like, I got to get rolling here with Frank. I don't want to lose him. I hear people talking in the background. So Chris says, is Mauricio part of this organization long-term? If you're asking me this, beginning of the season, I say yes. I say Mauricio is part of this organization long-term. But with the moves that they made recently, I'm kind of pulled back from that a little bit. They're absolutely loaded with middle infielders now. His original position at shortstop. Now, last night they did have him at third base. I don't know how that's going. You've seen shortstops move to third base before, so it's not a huge transition. Not like going from like a shortstop to like outfield or anything like that, or even shortstop to second base is kind of rough because it's kind of opposite. It's weird, But yeah, so I don't know if that's something that he's been working at or not, but I've been hearing second base and outfield, but now all of a sudden he's on third base. But I would have said 100% Mauricio's a superstar in the making. But now after this trade deadline, I'm kind of like maybe like a 60-40, 70-30 kind of thing. We'll have to wait and see on that. Chris also says, "What's up, Ken? Hey, what's up?" Sorry, couldn't get your question to Frank. Like I said, I had to get him off. We were running against the clock there. Yoshinobu, he loves Frank. We all love Frank. Maiko, 5 years, 75 mil. Senga got 5-year contract. The 3rd year, Senga has an option to opt out. That's not good. And so that's one of those things where the Mets, Billy Epler was looking at another, I believe it was a pitcher out of Japan, Yamamoto. I can't remember what his first name is. But if they're able to bring him over as well, maybe that kind of helps us, in keeping Kodai Senga. But again, a lot of money helps to keep people as well. So you just throw a lot of money at him if he's still pitching well in a couple of years. This is just a small sample size for Senga. This season. What does he look like next year? Is he able to carry over this year's momentum? Right now he's sitting at, I think, 8-6 with an ERA of like 3.2 or something like that, around 3.1, 3.2, which is nothing to sneeze at. That's pretty good. And so we'll see how he's able to carry that over next year. 1 year under his belt in the major leagues, used to it, and is he able to build off of that? So we'll have to wait and see. All right, that's all the comments there. So I'm going to go ahead and go through our reads. My sponsor reads here. Let's go ahead and do the old Monkey Colt here. I love Monkey Colt coffee. Get the banner off of there. Monkey Colt Coffee. You can check Monkey Colt Coffee out, monkeycoltcoffee.com. They have bourbon chocolate chip infused coffee. My personal favorite, the toasted coconut rum. Love that toasted coconut rum. And a new flavor out right now, Sumatran blend. They also have T-shirts, mugs, tumblers, cold brew pitcher. If you want to make cold brew, if you're not into the hot coffee, and it's summertime, your balls are sweating, you want to try something different, go ahead and get that cold brew. K-cup adapter, and also a rum cake. Maybe that's what Brandon Nimmo's been eating out there. He has been able to sleep. Maybe he's eating a lot of rum cake and it's keeping him awake. I don't fucking know. Or maybe he's hitting the bourbon chocolate chip infused coffee, and he has the jitters or something. But anyway, you can check all that out at monkeycoltcoffee.com. And after you buy, you select which coffee you want, or if you want yourself a T-shirt or something, select your size. And at checkout, make sure you use the promo code OOTB Sports for 10% off. That is OOTB Sports for 10% off at monkeycoltcoffee.com. And remember, for every bag of coffee sold, Monkey Colt Coffee donates a portion of the proceeds to the National Pediatric Cancer Foundation. So I help the kids out at the very least. Help the kids out. Jay Fine Law Attorney Big Al. You can reach Big Al at 1-800-HURT-123. That's 1-800-HURT-123. Jay Fine Law, Big Al specializes in motor vehicle accidents, slip and falls, workman's comp, personal injury claims, and all the stuff in between there. They have 3 convenient office locations throughout Pennsylvania and New Jersey. The office in New Jersey is located at Cherry Hill, New Jersey, 3 Greensward Lane, Cherry Hill. And the number there is 856-209-5258. Then they have an office in the Steel City of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, located at 500 Grant Street, Suite 2900, Pittsburgh, PA, 412-365-8151. And then last but not least, in the city of brotherly love, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, they have an office located at 1628 JFK Boulevard, Suite 2120 in Philadelphia. The number there is 267-888-2980. Tell them the Bat Fry sent you. And finally, our newest sponsor, Dugout Mugs. I love me some Dugout Mugs. I don't know if you noticed, but I was sipping on my Dugout Mug here while I was talking to Frank the Tank. You got the Dugout Mug right here. Go to dugoutmugs.com. Select your favorite team. They have all different types of mugs there, not just the big one that I'm using. They also have the aluminum bat mugs. They have what they call a shortstop, which is about half the size of the mug that I use. They have one that's shaped like a wine glass. They have knob shots, which is the bottom of the bat, like a shot glass. They also have coasters. They have baseballs cut in half as bottle openers. They got a whole bunch of stuff there. You can even get your mugs personalized. So go to dugoutmugs.com, select your mug, and use the promo code at checkout, OOTB Sports 20. That promo code, once again, is OOTB Sports 20 at checkout to get your 20% off at dugoutmugs.com. Love me some Dugout Mugs. Got a couple comments. I'm going to read the show schedule. Maiko Spencer says, imagine Asian Power, Ohtani, Yamamoto, and Senga. But we're talking 100 mil for 3 pitchers. You're talking a whole lot of cheddar for Ohtani. I know that because he's 2 dudes. If you're just looking at the pitching aspect, all right. But if you have to factor in that guy's going to make a lot of money. I mean, there's I guess 2 people that hit the Mega Millions last night. I believe it was 2 people. It was 2 different states. I think it was Florida and like North Carolina. I heard he's going to be mega ball rich. I think so. Ohtani's he's hit the lottery, that lad. As long as he can stay healthy the rest of the season, God forbid. I'll tell you what, man. I'm his agent. Every time he goes out there to hit, to field, to pitch, I am like crapping myself or biting my nails because he's an ACL or a UCL away from getting nothing right now. I mean, somebody's still paying, but it'd be a fraction of what he could get. That's terrifying. If I'm his agent, or if I'm Ohtani, because that's a lot of money to lose. Dave Yarnell says, I can't see Alonso going anywhere. He's a big-time player for them. I agree, Dave, but the only problem is why is he not signed yet? It doesn't make sense. Why not get that done in the offseason, which was predicted by so many of the experts, saying that Alonso was going to get signed. It just hasn't happened. It has not happened, and I'm sweating bullets over because Alonso's my dude. I like Alonso. He's a much better hitter than he showed this year. His power numbers are there. He went to a huge funk, throughout the month of June and a portion of July, early July, before he's starting to come out of it here with his power anyway. But it's his track record is he's a 260, 270 hitter, 40, 50 home runs. That's his track record. That is what it is. Take out COVID, he's I think he's the fifth or the third, fourth, or fifth quickest player, to 100 or he has the most home runs in the first. That's what it is. The most home runs in the first 5 seasons. He's just behind. I don't remember who it was now. I should have wrote it down. But anyway, if he had a full season COVID year, he would have the most home runs to start a career, the first 5 years of a career. With that COVID season, that shortened season where they played, I don't know, it was like 60 games or whatever. He's actually, I think, where the way it sits right now, I think he was like 20 behind. He's not going to catch that, but still, you had a full season there. He blows that record out of the water. So the track record's there. He's earned that money, in my opinion. Adam Gless says, R.I.P. man. Adam Gless, I'm telling you what, I'm going to see you on the mean streets of Pottsville. I'm going to stuff you in a garbage can. I'm just kidding, Adam. I wouldn't stuff you in a garbage can. Or would I? Maiko says, just ordered my custom out-of-the-box sports entertainment mug with the promo code OOTB Sports. I believe it's 20, OOTB Sports 20. That's what's listed on the old promo layout. Yoshinobu Yamamoto says, Dodgers and Braves don't offer contract extensions to their stars. The Braves have everybody signed up for forever anyway. It feels like yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I can't really speak to it because I really don't follow it. Like Kershaw, he's been there forever. He's been extended a couple times. But I mean, look at it. No, yeah, Freddie Freeman from the Braves to the Dodgers. I don't know. I can't really. I don't know. I have nothing to compare it to. I'm not that up on the Braves and Dodgers re-signing their guys. Like I'm trying to think, Mookie Betts, if he ever re-signed with the Dodgers or if he's still on the same contract. I think he's probably still on the same contract. Yeah, I don't know. Maiko says, yes, OOTB Sports. It should be OOTB Sports 20. I believe. Let me double check this. Now I'm lost with it. OOTB Sports 20. There it is, right there. Yep. Okay. So it's OOTB Sports 20. So I'm gonna go ahead and get that fucking comment off of here. There we go. And do our show read here. Our show schedule. Mondays we have Joystick Junkies at 4:30. 6 p.m. the Sully Squad talking Philadelphia sports and beyond. 8:30 p.m. the Big Blue Power Hour talking New York Giants football. Tuesdays at 6:30 Commanders Gridiron talking Washington Commanders football. 8:30 p.m. Extra Innings with Sully and Cowboy Dave talking all Major League Baseball. Then Wednesdays normal time 10 a.m. the Bat Cave. Next week I'll have another guest on. I'll have Phil Haney. He does a podcast. I believe it's a Mustache Talk or something like that. But he talks Tampa Bay Rays, Tampa Bay Lightning. He's a Tampa Bay sports guy. So next week we'll talk some Mets. We'll also talk some Tampa Bay sports and see what kind of trouble we can get in. I don't think I'll have any time restrictions, but I'll see what Phil says so I can get a full show out of it. 8 p.m. we have the College Football Frenzy. That should be back in the next week or two. Wednesdays at 9:30, Dem 215 boys with Maiko Spencer, Cowboy Dave, and TOP, Tower of Patience, Matt Klein. Thursday at 7 p.m., Fuji's Philly Flair with Fuji. Fridays at 10:30, the Atomic Drop podcast with myself and Cowboy Dave Yarnell, and the occasional appearance from Mr. Fuji 2.0, which is not the same Fuji from Fuji's Philly Flair, but you get the idea. That's Fridays at 10:30 p.m. talking WWE wrestling, and Saturdays, Irish pregame, Irish postgame, and then also at 10 p.m., the Vegas sports scene. I will not be on this Saturday. I'm going to go Sunday. I'm going to create the broadcast as soon as I get off of here for Sunday. I believe I'm going to shoot for 7 p.m. because I have to get on and talk Raider football here, but I will be away Saturday night. Then Sundays, you have Eagles, Giants, Cowboys pre and post game. Coming very soon, you have the NFC East Roundtable, the debate room, lights, camera, action, and the Birds Corner. So that's not what you think it is. That's talking about Eagles football and stuff like that. The Birds Corner. It's not, it's not exactly. Anyway, and the old school show, the next episode, the first episode we did with 86 Mets. The next episode will be, I believe, the 93 Phillies. That should be coming up, fairly soon here. And so we have a whole lot of stuff, something for everybody here at Outbox Sports Entertainment. If there's a show here that's not you, you know what? Give us a holler, give us a shout, and you can start your own show. And maybe you'll find an audience that like, there's nothing for me at Outbox Sports. We'll always find something for everybody. Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, or whatever the fuck they call it. It's an X now. That's one thing I wanted to ask Frank, but I didn't get a chance to. Why is Twitter X? Do they call it X? I mean, it's not called tweets anymore. They're called posts. Like it's insane, is what it is. So you have Facebook, YouTube, X, Instagram, the TikTok. We're on the TikTok too. So all that good stuff. So make sure you check us out. Give us a like, follow, subscribe, and like if you want to start your own show, you have an idea for a show, give us a holler. You know what? It's more than glad to put you on there and send you on your way. Fly, little bird. It's a lot of fun. I have a blast doing this today. I was sweating bullets. I was really nervous talking to Frank. But I feel like it went all right. Hit a couple more comments before I get the hell out of here and go to bed because I'm tired. Maiko says Mookie is 12 years, 365 mil, signed through 2032. He's got a while yet. Din Din says, hi, Din Din. How you doing? Thanks for checking the show out. Thanks for commenting. He says, yo. I think that's yo. All right, so that's all I got. Again, I'd like to thank Frank the Tank, Frank Fleming for Barstool Sports checking in. I did have a hot dog here. I didn't get it out fast enough. We do have a hot dog for Frank. That's what I got. Here's my dugout mug. Take a sip. Thanks for checking the show out, everybody. I appreciate all the comments, all the views. And be sure to tune in next Wednesday when I have Phil Haney on the show. Same bat time, same bat channel. Peace.